Welcome back, MTG Burgeoning community and YouTube viewing audience. If you are part of the latter and wish to join the former, click that subscribe button now. You've got nothing to lose and so many rewards to gain. It's Sunday, so that means it's Sunday PHONday with Morophon the Boundless. We completed our Human Legends EDH deck last week, and in this new series, we are going to build Morophon the Boundless budget slivers. MTG Burgeoning fans, what is up? This is Sunday PHONday, and we are back with our favorite Sunday commander, Morophon the Boundless. For 7 generic or colorless mana, we have a legendary 6/6 shapeshifter changeling, which means he is every creature type, which means she is every creature type. As Morophon the Boundless enters the battlefield, we choose a creature type. Spells of the chosen type we cast cost white, blue, black, red, green less to cast. This effect reduces only the amount of colored mana we pay, and other creatures we control of the chosen type get +1/+1. The last time we embarked on a deck building series with Morophon the Boundless, we built Human Legends. And in today's introductory video to the next deck building series featuring Morophon the Boundless, we are building budget slivers. That's right, folks. We are going to build a budget sliver EDH commander deck with Morophon as our general. So we're going to start things off real easy, real simple. I have in my hand one stack, that thick, one stack of slivers, 50 of them. And every one of them are under $1. 50 slivers that are under $1. I went through all of the coffers of MTG Burgeoning's library and pulled out every available sliver that was under $1. That yielded 50 of them. I show the 50 here in this video, and the community tells me which ones to keep and which ones to exile. We can't put all 50 in, so we're going to have to go through and see what we got. Let's start off straight white through multicolor, through colorless, no particular order except for alphabetized. So here we go. 50 slivers that are under $1. Who do we keep? Who do we get rid of? Let's go, baby. We've got the Armor Sliver, 2 and a white. It's a 2/2, and each sliver gains, tap 2. This creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn. Constricting Slivers, 5 and a white. It's a 3/3. Slivers we control have, when this creature enters the battlefield, we exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. Enduring Sliver gives all slivers we control Outlast. The Lancer Sliver gives all sliver creatures we control First Strike. Plated Sliver gives all slivers +0/+1. Quilled Sliver is 1 and a white, and it gives all slivers tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Sentinel Sliver gives all slivers we control Vigilance. Steel Form Sliver gives all slivers we control +0/+1 for 2 and a white. The Talon Sliver is 1 and a white, and all slivers get First Strike. First Slivers Chosen is 4 and a white, and slivers we control have Exalted. Anyone who's unfamiliar with Exalted, it's whenever a creature we control attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each instance of Exalted among permanents we control. So the first Slivers Chosen gives slivers we control Exalted. Lymph Sliver gives all slivers Absorb 1. This is a mechanic that has not yet been introduced since its debut in Future Sight. So Absorb 1 means if a source would deal damage to a sliver, we prevent 1 of that damage. Mesmeric Sliver gives all slivers, when this permanent comes into play, we may Fate Seal 1. its controller looks at the top card of an opponent's library, and then he or she may put that card on the bottom of that library. So Fate Seal is kind of like we scry for our opponents. And of course, most likely, not in a beneficial way. We have the Mnemonic Sliver, 2 and a blue. Each sliver gains tap 2, sack this creature to draw a card. Screeching Sliver. All slivers have tap. Target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Okay, next up we have Scuttling Sliver. Slivers we control have tap 2, untap this creature. A 2/2 for 2 and a blue. Shadow Sliver gives all slivers Shadow. For anyone who's unfamiliar with Shadow, way back from the Tempest debut of this mechanic, creatures with Shadow can either block or be blocked only by creatures with Shadow. Wing Sliver, all slivers gain flying. The Basil Sliver, all slivers have sacrificed this creature, add 2 black to your mana pool. Clot Sliver for 1 and a black, each sliver gains tap 2, regenerate this creature. Crypt Sliver has all slivers have tap, regenerate target sliver. Dregscape Sliver gives all sliver cards in our graveyard unearthed 2. And to unearth, we tap 2, we return the card from our graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, and then exile it at the beginning of the next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield, and we can only unearth as a sorcery. Frenzy Sliver is another future sight sliver, which gives all sliver creatures Frenzy 1, which means if a sliver is attacked and isn't blocked, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Leeching Sliver, whenever a sliver we control attacks, defending player loses a life. The Mind Whip Sliver, 2 and a black, each sliver gains tap 2, sack this creature, target player discards a card at random. Do only as a sorcery. The Spectral Sliver gives all slivers tap 2, this creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Barbed Sliver for 2 and a red, each sliver gains tap 2, this creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Battle Sliver, all sliver creatures we control get +2/+0. The Belligerent Sliver gives sliver creatures we control Menace. Blade Sliver, all slivers get +1/+0 for 2 and a red. Blur Sliver, 2 and a red, sliver creatures we control have haste. Cleaving Sliver, sliver creatures we control get +2/+0 for 3 and a red. Heart Sliver, back from Tempest, 1 and a red. Slivers are unaffected by summoning sickness. And folks, back before haste was invented, this is how we knew a creature had haste. Hollowhead Sliver, sliver creatures we control have tap, discard a card, draw a card. Hunter Sliver, all slivers have Provoke. Now, the Provoke mechanic is whenever a sliver attacks, its controller may have target creature defending player controls untap and block it if able. Spiteful Sliver, whenever our sliver creatures we control have, whenever this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player or planeswalker. Striking Sliver gives all slivers we control first strike. Mana Weft Sliver, sliver creatures we control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Yeah, this was a shock that it was under $1. The Gemhide, which does the exact same thing, is not over $1, but the Mana Weft Sliver is. The Megantic Sliver, sliver creatures we control get +3/+3, 5 and a green. Predatory Sliver, sliver creatures we control get +1/+1. Quick Sliver, we may cast Quick Sliver. Man, that's hard to say. We may cast Quick Sliver as though it had flash, and any player may cast Sliver cards anytime he or she could. Also, oh man, I butchered the crap out of that. Okay, Quick Sliver has flash, and any player may play Sliver cards from their hands as though they had flash. I should just reword these myself as opposed to reading them off the stinking cards. All right, Tempered Sliver. Whenever a sliver we control, oh my goodness. Alright, fine. Sliver creatures we control have, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. The Virulent Sliver gives Sliver creatures Poisonous 1. Whenever a Sliver deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. A player with 10 or more poison counters loses the game. This is our Infect Sliver, folks. This was Infect before Infect was named Infect. And we move to our multicolored slivers. All right, we have the Acidic Sliver. Each sliver gains, tap 2, sack this creature. This creature deals 2 damage to any target. The Cautery Sliver. Slivers have tap 1, sack this creature, deal 1 damage to any target. All slivers have tap 1, sack this creature, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to target sliver or player this turn. Lava Belly Sliver. Sliver creatures we control have, when this creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target player, planeswalker, and we gain 1 life. The Spine Sliver. If any sliver is blocked, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature blocking it. The Victual Sliver. Each sliver gains, tap 2, sack this creature, gain 4 life. And lastly, we have our colorless slivers. We have the Universal Automaton. Understanding that it's not technically a sliver, but I wanted to get to 50. I didn't want to say, oh, I've got 49 here. I needed to get to 50, so I pulled out the Automaton. It's a shapeshifter, it's a changeling, so it technically counts as a sliver. It's a 1/1 for 1. Metallic Sliver is a 1/1 for 1. And your Sliver Construct is a 3/3. Is a 2/2 for 3. And that's it, folks. So these are our 50 slivers to start. We can't include them all, and they're all under $1. So, our challenge, the challenge to the MTG Burgeoning community. Which slivers make the cut, and which slivers do not? Let's say we do maybe half and half. We start off saying 25 yes and 25 no. Leave suggestions for which slivers you would keep in the comment section below, and leave suggestions for which slivers you would exile in the comment section below. This is MTG Burgeoning, folks. This was Sunday Funday, and we are building budget slivers.